Did you know that you have the capacity for healing in your own hands and that you can help your brain build the skill of resilience? Resilience is a skill. It's not something that we're born with. We can learn how to cultivate it with intention. The exercise CPR for the amygdala, creating personal resilience for the amygdala, relies on our brain's capacity for ever-present ongoing change, as well as our own neurobiological desire for healing and thriving. The CPR for the amygdala exercise utilizes something called the havening touch as its mechanism of action. See, deep in our skin, we have tiny little receptors called C-tactile fibers. Now, you don't need to remember that, but those little fibers are why, after you've banged your shin, you might have noticed you lean down and rub your shin gently and lovingly, because you are inherently engaging those tiny little fibers. And it's been discovered through the field of neuroscience that those little CT fibers create a calming change in the mind and body system. And in fact, the electrochemical shift that they create is so important to the way our mind body functions that it can actually create long-term releases from past experiences that our friend Amy the amygdala is using inappropriately in the present moment. We often call those stress or trauma reactions when we have been quote unquote triggered by something in our environment. When that happens, our little friend Amy jumps on board and takes over. The CPR for the amygdala exercise utilizes 4 specific touches, but if you only prefer to use one, please feel free. It's all about partnering with your own system. Those 4 touches involve palm on palm, gently rubbing your hands together as though you're washing your hands under warm water, giving yourself what we call a moving hug, fingertips on your shoulders and moving your hands gently down your arms to your elbows and repeating that motion. Fingertips across your eyebrows, repeating that, or windshield wipers on the cheeks, very similar to if you've ever wiped away a tear. The repetition of these 4 touches, or even simply repeating one that feels most comfortable, creates an electrochemical change. Not only does it create space neurobiologically by slowing down your brain waves, which is a wonderful thing to do in a state of ongoing chronic stress, because then our brain waves are really fast. Have you ever felt that before? You go, oh, can't get my brain to slow down. So these touches bring on slow brainwave states. It also helps the system release feel-good chemicals such as serotonin, GABA, oxytocin, amongst others. And they've been shown to create long-term decreases in the levels of cortisol and to decrease our heart rate as well as blood pressure. All good things we like. Now, when we combine these gentle, soothing touches with simple brain games, we can help our mind-body system turn away from whatever the trauma or stress reaction is and distract it so that all of those electrochemical changes being created by that havening touch can proactively heal our brain. And specifically, our friend Amy the amygdala, who is often the guiding force in a stress or trauma response. We are helping her know that that threat that she's seeing isn't actually a threat in the here and now. She is frequently using experiences from the past to build the present. So what might this look like? Well, we begin applying the havening touch. We're going to sense that something is wrong. That sensing is a feeling of cortisol or noticing that you keep thinking about the same thing over and over again, ruminating. Then we're going to notice on a scale of 0 to 10, how strong is that thing feeling in the mind-body system? A 10 being, oh, this feels completely out of control. And a 0 being, oh, I feel calm and collected. At which point, you may not be sensing that something's wrong. And we'll learn another exercise to do when you're in that emotional space. Then we're going to apply that soothing, havening touch, palms, arms, or face in any order. And finally, preoccupy our brain with brain games or fun distractions. That preoccupied piece is critical. We're giving our brain a different job so that our amygdala can't keep focusing on the scary, anxiety producing, agitating, or even anger creating data that she's witnessing in the present moment. So there's an acronym within that called SNAP. We're sensing, noticing, applying, and preoccupying, snapping the brain out of it so that our brain has space to go where we would like to go. In the next video, we're going to practice the CPR for the amygdala exercise so that you can start using it in your day-to-day life. We're going to use both breath work as well as brain games so that you have two ways to intentionally use this tool to partner with your brain, heal your mind and body system, as well as create the future you want to live with.